I'm so irritated. I'm beyond irritated. I'm so irritated. Ugh. Let's see. Hi. Yeah. Hey. I'm so irritated. Let's see. Stream with better performance, improved video quality, and higher frames per second. I need that. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just. I think it's just. The heck? I think it's just a computer. Yeah, I think it's just a computer. Let me take this off. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this computer off. Let's see here. Let me. Bruh. Hello, Shaw. Hello, Shaw. Ow. Third time's the charm. Yes, yes. Not really. I'm just back on my phone again. I'm upset. Hold on, let me see something. Give me a second. All right, let's see. All right. We traded your internet provider for a bag of chips. It's not the internet. I promise it's not the internet. It's that computer. It's not strong enough to do it. I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. It's irritating, man, because I learned so many new tricks and I still can't do it. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with my computer. Hey, how many people? Well, I guess I could check, couldn't I? Let's see here. You think it's the cam? It probably is the camera, ain't it? Because you're trying to run off of that camera on there. I don't even have money for a camera right now. Mom, get the camera. I know I'm good. I'm on my phone. I know I'm good now. I'm gonna go into the second one. We're gonna figure this out, man. I promise. I'm gonna get this popping. It's gonna work a little better. Let's see. I'm gonna figure this out. How long are you gonna be live? I guess I'm just gonna talk about our picks and get on off. I'm kind of irritated because I can't tell how many people in here. Because on my thing it says 0, so I'm gonna have the YouTube on here too, just so I know before we. You said 13, okay. 7, okay. I don't know what's going on. Here, let me. Oop. I'm just gonna have it up on my stuff so I know. And then we're gonna get into it. We get into the second one. Yo, get down. What you doing? Get down. Let's see. Let's see her. She says I'm offline. I ain't offline. Let's see. Give me 1 second. This is a disappointing night. I really was into what I was doing. Now it's not working. Oh, here we go. Oh, ad. I got an ad for keto. Let's see here. Okay, now it's working better. All right, so second pick. So the first pick I already talked about. We talked about Luka. Gave my thoughts on Luka. Now with Keldon Johnson, one thing that I was really hype about him when I was just watching the highlights of him is just how he plays defense. He is literally a mixture of Bruce Bowen and Patrick Beverly, and when you see him play defense, he's so tenacious and he's so in your face. He's one of those defenders where usually when a ball handler has the ball, the defender is trying to figure out what they're anticipating what you're going to do next. But he plays that type of defense where it's like the ball handler is trying to anticipate what you're going to do next because he plays so crazy, but it's confident. It's not out of control. It's a confident, fundamental, but in your face type defense. And I'm pretty sure he probably had to do that, throughout his life playing basketball is because he's always probably been undersized at his position. Because 6'6" at small forward is pretty undersized. So that's my thoughts on him. I think that he's athletic. Calipari had a lot to say about him, and I posted that video of what Calipari had to say about him. And yeah, he's in a great position. And a lot of people saying that he's the next Danny Green. I see his skill. Danny Green always seems like a little stiff when he's playing. Keldon Johnson is he looks like he's going to be better than Danny Green. Let's see, a little more athletic than Danny Green. Danny Green is athletic too. People get that wrong, but he's actually pretty athletic. Damn, Bowen mixed with Beverly. That's one deadly defender. Yeah, yeah. It's not as like in your face and um intimidating as Patrick Beverly, but it's fundamental like Bowen, and he move his feet like Bowen. But that craziness, a little bit of that craziness, and getting up on you, and he meets a lot of ball handlers at half court. That's Patrick Beverly like Danny Green can't dribble. Yeah, Danny can't dribble. Keldon couldn't steal the ball in college or block shots. Isn't Danny Green a little generous? Athleticism means nothing. Remember Livio Jean Charles? I actually don't remember that. But there's plenty of athletic players in the NBA that's not doing anything, so. Oh, hey, give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. ow, ow. All right. Ow. Sorry about that. I'm bad. Trying to see how I can get as much light as possible. But yeah, Keldon Johnson, he reminds you of Westbrook. I saw somebody that actually posted something and said that he's Westbrook 2.0. I I don't see it a lot, honestly. I guess he's aggressive to the rim like Westbrook, but I don't know. I don't know if I really see that. Um, let's see. But another thing I want to talk about. The other pick. Honestly, I just see that pick is going to the G League, and we just see what happens. Looks like a very good player, but uh, I don't see us seeing him for a while. Can you give me? Can you give my granny comeback Spurs? What? Murray's live on Instagram. Wonder if I can. Wonder if I can see that on the desktop. I don't think you can though. Let me see. I don't think you can see when somebody's live. Yeah, I don't think you can see that. Murray out here looking like a smaller version of Giannis. Murray better have a jump shot. Steals and blocks don't equate to good defense, bro. Allen Iverson got a boatload of steals and was a bad defender. He knew how to play the passing lanes. That's very true. I see you from Argentina. That's what's up, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So, um, have I ever been to New York City? No, I haven't. I haven't been to New York City. Okay, so I want to talk about this too. So, who could we see? I guess I'll ask you guys a question. Who could you see getting playing time this season? And I'm not saying like a little bit of playing time. I'm saying full on playing time. Maybe like 10 minutes. Who could you see it? No, not Lonnie, not Lonnie. I'm sorry. The new draft picks. As far as the draft picks, of course Lonnie's gonna get about 12 minutes. But could you see anybody that's a new draft pick getting minutes? And we are to believe that Luka is gonna be on the roster. I don't know if they necessarily said Keldon will be on the roster. Keldon because of defense. Do you think we have a chance at Trevor Ariza in free agency? I don't see why not. I think Keldon this season. You think Keldon's gonna surprise people this season? We call him Keldon KJ. They will both be on the roster. Okay. RC said both of them be on the roster. I know he said Luka. I did see it when he said Luka. I know he said both of them. What you looking at? Here, give me 1 second. Again, sorry about that. All right. This is uh this is a ghetto stream, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this. This is so ghetto. Stop that. I'm actually think I'm a live stream during the entire summer league. Um so Luca and Keldon. I saw a lot of people saying that they believe that Keldon will be the one to get any type of playing time. That's a draft pick. That's one of the draft picks. I actually I actually think the opposite. I think it's Luca, only because we have one center, and that's Jakob at this point. Jakob's the only center on this team. Um, then you have LA. That's a gimme. Bertans didn't even play the last 2 or 3 games in the playoffs. I don't know what that was about. So I don't know how much faith Pop has in Bertans. And he's overpaid, so I don't know if the Spurs are gonna try to move him. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. And he's at power forward. Sometimes plays small forward. Uh, you got Eubanks. I think I say it's right. Is he either Ebanks or Eubanks? Drew Eubanks. Drew Eubanks. Yeah. I mean, I could see Luca actually getting playing time this season, but he would have to develop fast. Like he would have to show that he's the real deal fast. Hopefully, they put him in the summer league. See what that's about. Say Keldon because we don't have another small forward. That's true, but y'all, Keldon's still 6'6". You know, he's still 6'6". But can he earn that spot? Yeah, he can earn that spot. But he's 6'6", and he played small forward in college. He could possibly be playing. He would probably be playing shooting guard in the NBA. But he could run the small forward. You know what I mean? But that's tough, man. That's tough. Our summer league roster about to be tough. Lonnie, Drew, Ben, Ben Moore, Keldon. I wouldn't. I actually don't want Lonnie to play in the summer league. It'd be crazy for him not to. I understand, but man, he's so injury prone. DeMar has the size to play 1 through 4. Whoa. Hold on, let me read that. DeMar has the size to play 1 through 4, so even if he's at the 3, he is interchangeable when paired with Murray and D-White. I think you meant 1 through 3. I don't think he can play no 4. Height don't matter. If you have heart to play against top small forward, I believe in him. Well, Patrick Beverly is like, what, 6'1", I think? And he put on a show versus KD for a while, so yeah, I ain't mad at you. 4 only in small lineups. I don't even know in small lineups. Did we ever have him running the 4? The smallest we ever had running the 4 was Rudy. You know, and DeMar couldn't even stretch the floor, so it was like him running the 4 is just not good. It's not much he could really do for you running the 4. I know what you're saying though, but I think Rudy running the 4 more so. I don't know. DeMar probably did a few times too. I don't know. Rudy was hurt a good chunk. DeMar choked against the Nuggets. We can get into that in a minute. Y'all want to get into that? Um, by the way, I would really appreciate it, like highly appreciate it. And I don't ask for much, y'all. I don't ask for much, but I would highly appreciate it if you sent your boy a super chat, just every now and then, just every now and then, even if it's 50 cents. I would really appreciate it, only because grinding out these videos, and I've been grinding out these videos for at least this entire season. I mean, I've been the most active, and YouTube ain't showing your boy any love. They really aren't. Aldridge choked more against the Nuggets. Oh, we gonna talk about this. We talking about choking. Ooh, y'all about to put me on a rant. I'm about to rant for real. We talking about choking. DeMar extension or no? Ooh, yo, we're totally off the draft picks now. So are we gonna just like end that discussion with the draft picks? If we're gonna end the discussion with the draft picks, I can get into this. Nah, we need to have Keldon and Luca on the G League. Yeah. What happened? Oh, did somebody say they didn't include Keldon? He better. DeMarcus Cousins to the Spurs. I want DeMarcus Cousins to the Spurs. But no. We're going to talk about LA and DeMar. Because the other night, we're going to get into this. So, the other night, I went on, dang, it's on my eye. I went on a podcast. It's called a Bucking Spurs podcast. And actually, let me see. No, I'm not going to play it back. I'll just do a new rant. So, I went on a Bucking Spurs podcast. And we were talking about Spurs basketball. We were talking about the draft picks. We were talking about everything. And then we got into the discussion. I mean, we went on for like 2 hours, y'all. And then a guy named is Rob. He's a really good guy. And then we went ahead and started talking about LA and DeMar. And the thing is, I can unplug my phone. Thank you. The thing is, he had a big problem with DeMar. And I'm going to actually mention his arguments with DeMar, why he don't like DeMar that much. And I was actually on the opposite spectrum. I was more so blaming LA for that Game 7 mishap. And if you're in here, please give this video a like because that helps people see it. So what he said was, and everything he said, I totally agree with what he said. He said that DeMar DeRozan needs to understand the Spurs way because in that situation was a game 5, I believe, where he threw the ball at the ref and it was still like 5 minutes left on the clock. He was saying that stuff like that is a loser's mentality and he didn't appreciate it. And he would much rather, he said, if the Spurs were to trade DeMar DeRozan, he would not be upset. I understand that. And he made a few other points about DeMar DeRozan as well. Just that he's always getting in trouble with the refs. He didn't shoot any threes. He wasn't high on DeMar DeRozan. And I know that this season of us being high on DeMar DeRozan is going to diminish after this season, and everyone's going to look at DeMar DeRozan in a more critical lens only because this season we loved DeMar, we embraced him so much because of how Kawhi Leonard did us. But now that love and that admiration that we had, it's not going to be the same next season, so he's going to have to show up. Here's my thing. I'm gonna protect DeMar because it's hard for me to get into this and say that DeMar DeRozan is a problem or DeMar DeRozan needs to go or DeMar DeRozan is this, that, and the third, only because this is his first year. This is his first year. If you told me that we got a player, even as a veteran player, and he gets into the Spurs system his first year and he hits a game winner and big shots against so many teams this season, and you tell me that he's a new player, but he leads us to a game 7 against a very good second seed, and you tell me that he shows up in the fourth quarter and he did just as much as he could, I'll take it. Another thing that Rob said was he had a problem with DeMar DeRozan's turnovers. Now, here's my thing with DeMar DeRozan in the turnovers and what I think he needs to work on. I think that there's two things with DeMar. If he changed it, you wouldn't see those big turnovers at the end of games. You wouldn't see those, block shots at the end of games. If he changed two things about his game. Number one, he needs a 3-point shot. And I know he has it. I mean, he shot, 4.6 attempts with Toronto, 31%. Not great, but with Chip England, we could bump that 31 to like 40 or even 30, maybe 39. That's a really good increase in the NBA. So if he can get it to like 39, around 40 range and attempt about 4 a game, we're cool. We're good. We're Gucci. Now, that's the one thing he needs to fix. And I think everyone will agree with that. He can shoot the 3. It's not like he can't shoot. Yeah, he has to be willing to shoot the three. Yeah, he can shoot. Like the guy can shoot. He can. He is. We know he can shoot the three. Um, Second thing he needs to work on. He needs to fix his relationship with refs, because this whole thing that's going on with DeMar DeRozan, where he gets into it with the refs, and the refs don't give him anything. I believe that if you look at the free throws attempted by James Harden and DeMar DeRozan, it's like a crazy difference. And DeMar DeRozan gets in the paint almost just as much as James Harden. So that that's a problem. So he doesn't get calls, but I think it's partially because he's always whining to the refs. He's always upset with the refs. He's always, uh, uh, cursing them out or getting upset. And really, he needs to start talking to them by name. He needs to form some type of relationship with them. And and the thing is, all the greats have done it. Michael Jordan did it. Kobe had to do it. Tim Duncan did it. Um, Manu did it. Hold on, excuse me. A little sick. But yeah, Manu did it. So that's one thing you have to do. He got to form a relationship with these refs, and he can't just be cursing them out every time he disagree with a play. And he's gonna disagree. You're gonna disagree, but I can't get onto DeMar for that Game 7 mishap, only because this is his first year. He hit so many game winners this year. He took on that role as the primary scorer. I don't think that he was fully focused until after the second Toronto game. And, he put in a tough situation, especially being the main guy on the team and trying to be the facilitator. And we're down a point guard. And, Derek White killed it as the point guard, but he was the only point guard on the team. So it was tough on him. It was really tough on DeMar. So I'm not mad at DeMar DeRozan. Hold on, let me read some of this. I'm not a hater of DeMar. I like his game. Just needs to be a little smart with the ball and with the refs. Yeah. And another thing, if he not develop, because he has a 3-point shot. He knows how to shoot threes. But if he's willing to shoot more threes, I think that also will help him down the stretch in big games. Because oftentimes in big games at the end, when he's getting blocked or the ball's getting stolen, oftentimes DeMar DeRozan's trying to run into the paint, doesn't have a relationship with refs. Tough situations, the refs aren't going to call calls in that point in time. And three, the defense is playing way off of him because they know he's not going to attempt a three, or he's not going to attempt a super long distance shot. And he has this temptation to go back to what he's used to, and that's going to the paint. Because if you watched him in college, you watched him in high school, he was a slasher. He wasn't a mid-range shooter like he became when he got in the NBA. He was a slasher. And DeMar DeRozan has that willpower, and he has that work ethic where he could become a really good 3-point shooter. He can add more stuff to his game, and I think he will. And it's his first year. It's his first year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting him to come here and be Tim Duncan or even Manu. I'm expecting him to be here, be a good all-star, be solid, give us some points, be a good teammate, be a good person, and you good, and everything else will play itself out. When you look at guys like DeJounte Murray, and you look at Derek White, and you look at all of these players that are on the come up, you have a solid player like DeMar DeRozan, and you're good. Now, I think it's time to get into LA. The refs was messing with him all year. When you're getting contact and no calls, but yet other guys getting the call, you get frustrated. Yeah, he definitely get frustrated, but he got to develop a relationship. There's a reason refs don't like DeMar, and it really did show how good of a coach Popovich is, because Pop got a lot more texts this season than I'm accustomed to. Also, it was one stretch in the season he was getting texts every game. He was getting kicked out almost every game, and it was basically because he was protecting DeMar. So that's a heck of a coach. Hey, please, anybody that's joining here, if you want to help me grow this channel, because obviously I cannot use this computer, and I'm eventually have to get a new computer. If you want to help with that, please give a super chat or anything like that or a donation, I really appreciate it because this some BS, and I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting my furniture, getting ready to move to try to work on my masters. So that would be nice. All right, so you guys said that about DeMar, or we said that about DeMar. Uh, yeah, DeMar gonna come back with some vengeance. DeMar be fine. Once again, I respect your opinion if there was actual logical reasoning behind it. Dang, y'all talking about me? That's messed up, Brent. Thought we were cool. Anyway, so all right, so let's talk about LA because he said, nah, bro. I know you ain't telling me. I'm just playing. Let's talk about LA. Here's my thing with LA. LA is a problem for me. It's been 4 years, and what has he produced? That's what I'm saying. Y'all, if the Spurs traded LA tonight, if they trade him, if I woke up in the morning and I saw that LA was gone, I would be ecstatic. I would seriously be ecstatic. And I know that LA is a good guy. I know that he's been with us, and I know as a Spurs fan we got to be ride or die. But honestly, I don't even think LA's ride or die. I don't think LA is fully invested in the team. And that game 7, we can say whatever we want about DeMar, but the fact of the matter is DeMar DeRozan and Bryn Forbes at the end of that game, they showed up. They did enough to get back in that game. LA did not. Pop had to literally write up sets for LA to get easy baskets. LA couldn't even hit mid, and it'd be one thing if LA was just missing tough shots. LA was missing wide open mid-range shots. Wide open, and that's what he does, is shoot mid-range shots. DeMar DeRozan, every single shot he was going for, if you go back and watch it, I don't know if you can watch the misses. I don't know if there's highlights of the misses or lowlights or whatever, but DeMar DeRozan was missing shots with people in his face. He was struggling trying to get his shot off. And not only that, I said this during the live stream. I said DeMar DeRozan's playing tough. I said he's playing hard, and that's one thing that I'm cool with. As long as you're playing hard. If your shot ain't going in, it's not going in. But if you're playing hard, at the end of the game, it's going to show. And it did, because he got in a little role in the fourth quarter. And everyone that was saying he's a choke artist, I was looking at it like, nope, prove him wrong, DeMar. But LA, you've been with the team like Rubiana said. You've been with the team for 4 years. Has it been 4 years or has it been longer? It's been 2016. So yeah, about four years. About 4 years. That's right. So you've been with the team. Sorry about that. Hold on. I'm trying to keep this light on. Oh crap. But yeah, you've been with the team. You've been with the team for 4 years. And dang. Yeah, you've been with the team for 4 years. 3 years? No, it's been, let's see, 2016, 2017 season. 2017, 2018 season. Has it been 3 years? Sorry, 3 going on 4. Yeah, going on 4. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you've been on the team for 3 years. And you have given us nothing. Nothing at all. I mean, his first year with the Spurs, his first season with the Spurs, I believe we lost to OKC Thunder. Then Tim Duncan left. After that, no, he's been here for 4 years, y'all. Because I think he came here in 2015. 2015, 2016, yeah, it has been 4 years. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years. Thanks, guys. But anyway, he started off in 2015. We lost against the OKC Thunder. And he showed out. He had a game. He had one of those games, I think he had like 41 points. And he had a clutch missed 3, but he had clutch free throws at the end. And I was like, oh, we're going to be Gucci. We're going to be so good. And I excused losing because, hey, we had all that talent and we still couldn't win. That's on the Spurs. Year after that, 2016, 2017, we go to the Western Conference Finals. We go to the Western Conference Finals. LA has not shown up all season long. And then Kawhi goes down. And in the Western Conference Finals, the only person that truly shows up is Jonathan Simmons. So now I'm already looking at him, a little, like what's up? Then we find out he wanted to trade. Then we said, okay, you want to trade? Well, let's talk to you. Let's see if we can figure this out. And basically, LA goes to Pop and says, Pop, you can't change me. Don't try to change me. Let me be me, Pop. And Pop said, all right, you're going to be one of the main options. We're going to let you do your mid-range shot and you take us home. Then the year after that, 2017, 2018, Kawhi Leonard happened. And now at this point, we're praising anybody on our team because we know something's not right with Kawhi Leonard. So we're all behind LA. We're like, LA, do your thing. And we excused it when we lost in the first round against against the Warriors. We lost against the Warriors again, and we excused it because we felt like LA did not have enough help. Then we go into this season, and we're really pissed off about the Kawhi thing. We go to the first round against an inexperienced Jokic, an inexperienced Nuggets team, and LA does not show up in Game 7 against an inexperienced team and he's missing mid-range open jump shots. The same jump shots that he wanted Pop to allow him to take. And he's missing them over and over and over. Then that game gets to a point where he doesn't even know the situation that's in front of him. He doesn't even know to foul in a crucial situation. Would we have won the game? Probably not. But that's besides the point. That showed that his mind was not in the game. It was elsewhere. It was totally elsewhere. And if you look at everyone on that team, if you look at the reaction of DeMar DeRozan, like, yo, foul. You look at Rudy Gay, yo, what are you doing? You look at Patty Mills. Patty Mills can't foul because some people were getting mad about Patty Mills not fouling. Patty Mills didn't foul only because he was in foul trouble. The entire team is looking at LA like, dude, foul. You got Popovich running off the bench, yelling, foul. I would excuse it. Him not fouling that situation, I would excuse it. But what I will not excuse is after the game, they're talking to you and the media asks you what happened in that situation, and your response is, I should have fouled. Pop said that, Pop wanted me to foul. In that situation, I should have fouled, but I just didn't. Then what did that mean? He had a reaction as if he did not care. He had a reaction like he's content with going home. That's not a winner. And maybe I would excuse that if it weren't for those articles coming out, and Ruru knows about this because Ruru, you messaged me about this, about those articles coming out about LA stating that he would not mind going back with Dame Lillard, that him and Dame Lillard has talked about it, about him ending his career with the Trailblazers. Ain't that a bit? So I say all that to say this. We have been giving LA excuses. We have been giving him passes. And I understand that he's not a Spur. But you've been with this team for 4 years, and I still feel like you're not fully invested. And it hurts because I know that he's a Texan. Like, he's from Texas. But he still does not have that heart. He doesn't have it. So it's hard for me to sit here and say, yo, I'm for LA. Oh, I want LA to stay. I don't. It's hard for me to want LA to stay. It's really hard for me to want LA to stay because he doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have the willpower. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, I feel like he brings down the mood of the team. I mean, the only thing LA did was carry us in 17-18, which I thank him for. Yeah, I thank him for that too. And that was coming right off of that controversy with him, leaving or whatever. And he embraced it. This season, I think that he did a good job with offensive rebounds and everything. But another thing I want you guys to think about when it comes to LA. Another thing I want to mention when it comes to LA, LaMarcus Aldridge. Who's messaging me? What is that? What was that? Wondering if y'all could hear that. That was weird. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me get out of here. I'm trying to get out of this. Oh my god. Okay, so another thing, answer question. Okay, I will in a minute. I'll scroll back up. Well, no, I'll keep it right here. There we go. And by the way, guys, if the chat is getting too much, like I said, like send like a small super chat so you can be at the top or I can see it. I think it lights up. I don't know about the mobile app though, because I think it was acting weird on the mobile app. But if you send a super chat, I can see your stuff a little better, because I just be talking while the chat's going. Anyway, what was I saying? LA. If you pay attention to LA and you pay attention to the team, I think we will find out that LA does not fit in. He just doesn't fit in, because I feel like this team this season, this team was a team full of outcasts, and it was a team full of tough, gritty players. Now LA got tough in him. He does. There is occasion, because he's a star. He's a lottery pick. Like, he's LA, but at the same time, you know, he doesn't have that tough demeanor like, you know, Jakob. Jakob Pertl is gonna chase down that rebound if it kills him. DeMar DeRozan, he's a reject from Toronto. He had a chip on his shoulder this season. And he's straight out of Compton. You got Bryn Forbes. No one wanted him. Undrafted. Doing it for his family. Doing it for his kids. Tough player. Shows up in a game 7. You got Bertans. Dude is missing a finger, and he's still knocking down threes. I mean, this team, Patty Mills. Patty Mills is the same guy in the 2014 finals, got excited as if he shot a game-winning shot just because he got Dwayne Wade to get a charge on him. He's on the ground acting a fool. Tough. Championship. Tough. These are tough guys. Marco Bellinelli, he's a game-winning machine. I don't know, he didn't really do it this year, but he did it, you know, with the Sixers, and he's done it in his career, and he has a championship. I mean, these are tough guys. And then you look at LA, and Derek White. Derek White's tough too. Best two-way player we had this season. Even Dante Cunningham, tough player. Quincy Pondexter coming off of an injury and still grinding. But you look at LA, and he brings down the entire mood of the team, in my opinion. I think at this point, LA should be that at least one of the verbal leaders. I don't even think he's that. Patty Mills is the verbal leader. I feel like DeMar DeRozan has the capability of becoming a more vocal leader next season, how quickly he developed with us. But I'm just not seeing it. I don't believe in LA. One more point. I don't know if I said the other one was one more point. Here's another point. I guess it's just another point. Something else might come to my head about LA. But here's my thing. LA told Pop, let me be me. I don't feel comfortable in the offense, and I don't know how I can help. LA needs to be the first option on a team in order for him to be successful. He has to be the go-to guy, and his shot has to go down. It's almost like he's Carmelo Anthony. And I said this earlier in the season. I said, is he the next Carmelo? Because he needs the ball in his hands to be successful. He doesn't have a lot of athleticism. He doesn't have the ability to play great defense like a Timmy or anything like that. So he's an average defender, but he's a really good shooter. So he needs to have the ball in his hands and be the number one option. Now the problem with that is, if his shot isn't going, he disappears. Like you saw in Game 7. He just disappears. And he can't be the second guy, because when he's the second guy, we saw him being the second guy against Kawhi, or with Kawhi, he just disappears. Still, if you remember that Rockets game where Kawhi hit that big 3 and then came down on the other side of the court and blocked Harden, and then LA about to get the rebound, and Kawhi just takes it from him. That was like all season long, and LA is just like down, just I just wish I could be the main guy. So I don't see LA
as being a star player that brings us to a championship. I don't see him as being the number one option that could bring us to a championship. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't see it. I see I see I could see it quicker with DeMar only because he's brought his team to a Western Conference Finals, I mean Eastern Conference Finals before and all that jazz. But I don't see it with LA. And I can see DeMar having a little more boost because Lowry just won, his friends just won. They're going to hang out with him at his house and they talking about their ring and he won one too. And he has a chance to get one, especially this season. This is the thing. This is one more thing I want to say with LA, and I'm gonna answer your question because I kept it on your question actually, so I don't see the chat constantly going. Um, this is the only way I can see us being successful with LA, and it sucks because he's making so much money on the roster. But the way we could be successful is if DeJounte Murray and Derek White and DeMar DeRozan, I won't put it all on Lonnie, but I'll say Lonnie Walker, if they can take us home with the leader of a Patty Mills and his verbal leader and him being out there and Brent Forbes doing his thing, but those guys will have to be the ones that take us home. Those guys will have to be the ones that make the big shots. And we haven't yet to see it only because we've seen it with Derek White this season actually. Derek White hit a lot of big shots. If you guys remember, he hit a lot of big shots. Dude was clutch. But and Patty's clutch. But it would take those guys being the leaders, and LA's role would have to change significantly. It would have to turn into, and Pop had it right the first time with LA, but this time it would have to turn into more of a stretch big. We cannot just run the offense through LA. Now it's gonna be certain times where maybe if everything else isn't going, maybe we can get to LA. But my problem with LA is it seems like he has to have a shot going for it to keep going. But hopefully he could be in the corner, like we did a few times this season, and maybe he can be a stretch big that help us out. I wanted him to take on that role that I thought we should have gave to Pau Gasol, which we didn't. So that's my thoughts on LA. That's who I would. Uh, that's just how I feel about him. Uh, let's see. If we could trade LA, who would you trade him for? That was your question. Um. Mm, mm. Trying to think who's out there. I'll have to think about similar. Honestly, and a lot of people say that this is crazy because everything that I complained about with LA is the same complaints I would have for this person as well. It would be Wiggins. And the reason why I say Wiggins, and I know that sounds crazy, but the reason why I say Wiggins is because he could run the small forward or power forward position. He hasn't been under, we haven't seen what he could become under somebody like Pop who will push him and a Spurs team that will push him. Maybe he'll get the winning bug in him. And he's young. And I would much rather have a young player with some of these problems that possibly can be fixed than a player like, LA who's older and still have these problems. That's just me. Now, if you give me those two guys and both of them have the same issues, I'm gonna take the younger guy. And I think even the younger guy has way more potential. And he's hit some game winners in his career, his short career, and he's a phenomenal talent. And we'll be complaining about if we did. I'll be complaining about him. But I would give him some time. I wouldn't complain about him first year. Another thing too, I want to mention. One thing I want to mention is everybody that talks bad about Patty. I'm gonna tell you something. It is hard for me to talk bad about Patty. I do not criticize Patty. If you've been on this channel, if you've been paying attention to this channel, and please subscribe if you're new to this channel. Please subscribe. If you're a Spurs fan, obviously. I guess you can be a Spurs hater too. We'll just attack you. But it's hard for me to get onto Patty only because in 2014, and maybe I'm just holding on to past history, but I saw what he was about. And throughout his career with the Spurs, we've seen him hit big shots. We've seen him hit two real big shots this season. The one against the Lakers, and then the one against Cleveland for Ginobili's ceremony. I mean, it was basically a game winner. And those type of shots from Patty, those daggers and just his energy and how he's constantly talking to guys. And if you go to the games, which I went to 2 games this season because I live in Memphis, so I went to the Grizzly games against the Spurs, and I make sure I sit like next to the Spurs bench or at least up on the Spurs side, and you see Patty and you see how much he verbalized that you don't see on TV. Like he is in players' faces, he is talking to them constantly, and you can really see the leadership from that guy. So it's really hard for me to criticize somebody like that. And on top of it, he's so undersized till I mean he's probably just like 6 foot. I think that he's listed as like 6'1", 6'2", but he's really like 6 foot. I mean, even you see him in person, it's like I feel like I'm so much taller than Patty. Um, but Patty Mills, he has that heart, man, and it's hard to come by guys like that. So I embrace it and I say, hey, keep him as long as we can. And he's a good guy. He does a lot for the community, and that type of stuff is contagious. And I know we all just wants the superstar. As Spurs fans or as NBA fans in general, we want the superstar. We want the stars. We want the stars. We want the stars. But guess what? We had a superstar. We thought that he was on the up and up, and he had his brand in mind. So it's really hard uh, for me to want to kick somebody out of San Antonio that is such a high character guy that we're not accustomed to, or that the NBA isn't so much accustomed to. I mean, the NBA gets ridiculous, y'all. All these max contracts, people saying I'm leaving just for money, all this stuff, all this stuff. I mean, Carmelo Anthony got the money, um, but his legacy is jacked up. Like what people think of with Carmelo, his legacy is jacked up because he took the money. So that's how a lot of superstars are. Patty Mills is the heart and soul, humble and really tries hard, helps the new guys and community. Basketball is more than just a sport. Yeah, not just that. People thought we could trade for Anthony Davis, which is hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I got messages about that too, trading for Anthony Davis. I was like, how? What are you talking about? Uh, these dudes trying to team up is killing the NBA vibe. It's really lame. It really is lame. Um, it's going to take teams like the Spurs and even Toronto winning this season, but Toronto shouldn't even had a chance. It was straight up injuries from the Warriors. They wouldn't even had a chance. Um, but yeah, it's going to take teams like the Spurs to kind of diminish these super teams just to keep it alive, and maybe they'll just eventually stop. I mean, because really these teams, the only reason they do these super teams, yeah, for money, but not most of the time when they do these super teams, it's trying to get a championship, which will give them more money. But they're trying to get a championship, and if you can develop these players and develop these teams, these lower tier teams or small market teams to win and beat the super teams somehow, Spurs can do it somehow. I think that I think that uh, owners and franchises would be less prone to even put these superstars together. What's the point? The mayor of Toronto asked Raps fans to leave number two alone. Also about free agency, I guess. Answer my question, please. Hold on. Clan, what do we have to do to get better on the road next season? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Better on the road next season? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully that just comes with being around. Like you gotta have a certain type of attitude to win on the road anyway. But I think maybe it's just being together. I think after this season, they had a season under the belt, and they're not gonna. There's not a whole bunch of like developing as far as people like understanding the offense and stuff like that. Even Lonnie, they made sure Lonnie saw some minutes late in the season. So, uh, yeah, winning on the road, I guess it comes with experience, but also it comes with chemistry, having some team chemistry. And if your team chemistry is kind of struggling a little bit and you don't have that momentum from the crowd, it's going to be hard on you because the Spurs play when you win a lot of home games and lose a lot of away games. That's typically a young team, and the Spurs aren't really. I guess we are kind of a young team, but for the most, I mean, we got veterans. You know what I'm saying? I think that it was just a matter of uh, just not having that team chemistry quite down packed, and things become a habit. You get accustomed to going home and having the team behind you, get having the crowd behind you, and if you I don't know. I don't know. I think team chemistry is one thing. It's uh, leadership and team chemistry. You said four vets. I guess it was four vets, right? No, five vets. No, six. We had a lot of vets on that team. One, four vets. We had a lot of vets because we had Patty, we had La, we had Rudy, we had Demar, we had Quincy, and I'm saying guys that can at least talk to you. Dante. Um, am I missing somebody? Maybe that's it. How many years Brent Ford's been in the year in the NBA? Not long. Let's see. My first five or starting five: Murray, Forbes, DeRozan, La. Luca. I will put La at center. I won't put Luca at center. If I did that, I wouldn't put Luca at center. La would have to run center. Has 3 years. Brent has three. Oh, okay, well, he's not really a vet. All I gotta say is we better not lose against the Bulls, Grizzlies, Knicks. Uh, why those three? We need Bryn in the starting five for spacing. Brennan's starting five. I do not like Bryn starting, but it's like I can't talk about Bryn either. Like just like I said, Patty Mills is off limits for me as far as going to talk bad about him. I don't really do it with Bryn either, especially after that Game 7 performance. It's like, nah, you the real deal. And then after the game, the way he talked to the media, I was like, yo, this dude for real. Brandon's in the second unit, yeah. Hey, one thing I was thinking about, and me and Rob was talking about it. DeRozan Ford, nah. We were talking about who could be in the starting lineup and who could come off the bench. And I said that I wanted White and Murray to start, and I wanted White to start at point guard, Murray to be shooting guard, and then I wanted DeMar DeRozan, La, and Jakob. More than likely, that's what it would be. And I said I wanted those 2 point guards at the top, and I think not DeRozan, Murray has enough length to be fine with that. And I was saying that coming off the bench, as far as who could run point guard, I was saying Lonnie. And I know what you're saying. You said no shooter. See, I thought that too. But if you haven't heard already, Derek White said that each practice, each time he goes into the gym this offseason, he's shooting 500 threes. He has to make 500 threes before he can leave the gym. So, and Pop has already said that that's one thing he got to work on is his 3-point shooting and confidence. So we're expecting, these hypotheticals, but yes, let's just say that Derek White becomes a really good 3-point shooter, which he actually can shoot the three. It's just that when he got to the NBA, because when he was in the playing in the G League, he was lighting it up from three, and then he came from not G League, the Summer League. Yeah, he was in the summer. Was it the Summer League? I don't remember. But he was shooting threes like crazy, and then when he started playing NBA games, he wasn't shooting them as much, but he could still hit them. He can still shoot threes. So he's going to be a better 3-point shooter. Now we're thinking about Murray, and we're thinking 2 years back, but Murray has had an off season of working on his game. Preseason, you saw it. You saw he could shoot. You saw that he could shoot pretty well. And then he got hurt, and then he went to the rehab. And then even during that time, he's still looking at film, He said he was with the team the entire time. He was looking at film. He was at practice. And once he got his leg pretty good, maybe like mid-season, a little bit after mid-season, he looked fine. And we started seeing some tapes come out, and he was shooting well and everything. So he should be a pretty good shooter. So those are two shooters by themselves. DeMar DeRozan can shoot threes as well, and Pop has already said that he's going to talk to DeMar DeRozan about attempting more threes. DeRozan can shoot threes. That's one thing that always frustrated me about the season, where people are like, he can't shoot threes. He actually can shoot threes. He just chose not to, because he tried to be more of a passing threat, which people didn't even see coming. They didn't even know he could pass like that. Um, is everyone forgetting Keldon Johnson? Well, I'm gonna let Keldon Johnson just come into his own, because I try my best not to get too excited about the Spurs and new prospects, because I'm like, are you even gonna play? Keldon and Luka can shoot threes. Yeah, they can. They can shoot threes. We need a big that will step out. Oh yeah. So about starting lineups, who we should get in the starting lineup? Not starting lineup. Free agency. I thought about it, and people mention it, and somebody said Taj Gibson. Hey, let me see. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's a good light. Let me see here. Let's do NBA center, because I know we need a center. I know a lot of people saying we need to go get a wing. A wing would be nice, but if we're really talking about where we're the most vulnerable, it actually is center, especially with Murray coming back. Let me see. Murray got some length on him. All right, let's see. Some center free agents. Because I have some in my mind. I really want Boogie. I know a lot of people saying no, but I really want Boogie. Dedmon. I heard that Spurs were looking at Dedmon again, but I don't know. It's so tough, man, with this whole trying to figure out Spurs moves and everything. Because CG is so frustrating. Because CG, everything he says when it regards to other teams, it straight up happens. But he's even said this himself to me. He said, man, the Spurs are so secretive, and they change their minds so often, till even things that come out that he's hearing about sometimes don't come to light, only because the Spurs are so low key. And that's very frustrating. Very frustrating, which, it's how they sustain greatness. But it's frustrating people like me, who's a huge Spurs fan and actually has somebody at ESPN that have sources and all that, for it to fall short only because Spurs are so secretive. Let's see. The last thing that was on point that he mentioned was this browser is not coming up. I'm gonna have to just leave it be. One thing that he was just on point about was the Pau Gasol thing, because he mentioned that Pau Gasol thing maybe a month before it happened, that they were going to buy out Pau, and then stuff started coming out about Pau like a week after that, and then Pau denied it, and then like a few weeks later he was gone. Would you take Hayward on our team, Clan? He's a free agent next summer, I think. Gordon Hayward? Hell yeah. I'm a big Gordon Hayward fan. I love Gordon Hayward. Okay. So. Alright, so. Who would I take as center? My stuff ain't coming up. Which I don't really understand why. Oh. Because everything else is coming up. So what's that about? Wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Because I do want to talk about it. Maybe I should bring up Internet Explorer instead. Same, Clan. I love Gordon Hayward. It'd be a dream for me if we had him on our team. Yeah, I love him. I love Gordon Hayward, man. One thing that always frustrated me about Gordon Hayward is his people's perception of him, because they always say he's good for a white guy. And I'm like, dude, he's just a good player. Period. He reminds me of a smoother Carmelo almost. even smoother Carmelo. I mean, just the way he led the Jazz and how they were playing such great basketball, and he was right in the middle of it. It was like, man, I thought he would win a championship with the Jazz. Real talk. I hate that he left, but Donovan Mitchell ended up taking over. Let's see, NBA free agents, centers. This is really frustrating. See, that's why I don't like being on my phone, because I could just look on my phone and find it, but waiting for a response. Here we go. Oh. Okay. I don't like Bing, y'all. Google's so much better, but I'll take it. Okay. Before injury going there was, or he was never the same after. I agree with that only because, but at the same time, on that Celtics team, I mean, when you think about it, nobody was really the same on that Celtics team after this season or after last season. No, like no one was the same at all. So it could be he's just straight up not the same, or it could just be the situation he was put in. It was tough on him, and no one on that team was the same. DeMar Hayward would be underrated tough. Yeah, that would be nasty, bro. I love Hayward. Okay, Hassan Whiteside would not fit at all on Spurs. I don't know. I mean, what you saying, like personality wise, or are you saying like his game? Because honestly, I mean, his game is pretty simple. I mean, that kind of would relate. I mean, it would be fine on any team, I would think. I mean, his game isn't too far away from Jakob as far as like what they do, block shots, rebound. Maybe his attitude. I don't know about his attitude. Never thought I'd say this, but I'd like to see Aldridge traded. Who would you guys like to get for Aldridge? I feel that we've been campaigning to trade Aldridge for Wiggins. I've been doing that. I didn't know other people were. I know damn well I've been doing it. I mean, I can't take this anymore. But hey, he only got a couple more seasons. But I can't do it. And I've never been the person to like try to compare him to Tim Duncan or anything like that. Like I always knew that wasn't fair, and he was never gonna be able to fill those shoes. But man, I did not know he was just gonna be a quitter like he's been. Straight up quitter. We got Metu, we good. Man, y'all are so high on Metu. I don't know what's up with that. I've never been that high on Metu. I mean, I'm not saying Metu's bad or gonna be bad. I just never been high on him. Yeah, man. I want Dwayne Dedman back. Yo. Hold on, y'all. Maybe I should just, I don't know, maybe when these are shorter videos, I should have like a topic on it and say this is what we're gonna talk about and end it there. Or start back making my like videos, and then I should just have like these long live streams like this, like on certain days, and just say like let's talk or something. Maybe I should start doing that because, yeah, this ain't. I need to restart this computer. I'm gonna try to restart this computer because it's not bringing up anything. I think that live stream messed it up. I ain't getting on here no more until I figure it out or get a new computer. Oh my god, I hate this so much. Don't you hate it when you're doing a Windows computer and you say restart, but the only options are like update and restart? All right, just update and restart. Maybe I'll still be on here. What time is it? 10:17. Okay. He needs to feel more comfortable in the system. Who's that? Metu? I'm not that high, and I'm not even saying Metu's gonna be bad or anything. I don't see much. I just don't see much. I like his attitude. I think he seemed like a really fun person. He fit in pretty well with those older guys. Sometimes when you saw Quincy Pondexter, I hope Quincy stays only because we got some pretty good live streams, pretty good videos when Quinn was here, when Quincy Pondex was here. We signed another 6'4" guard, Kenny Williams from. Yeah, I know about that. I'm confused as to what we are doing. We have 7 guys that play the exact same position. Well, you got 7 guys that play the exact same position, but you have to at least be prepared. Patty's getting older. Marco's getting older. Um, Rudy's gonna retire soon. So I mean, you got, yeah. I know what you're saying. Like, why are you getting all these guards or whatever? I think the Spurs are so smart and methodical on how they do things. I think they're preparing for the future because this is going to be it kind of already is, but it's a guard driven league. You know, you still need that small forward to take you home, but it's more so a guard driven league. So I think they're just preparing themselves. Um, they get the best players available. Yeah, at their position too. Yeah, I think they're just preparing themselves. So if for some reason Kenny Williams becomes super good, then they got a good person to bring in, and now they're with new era because people getting older, and they're also trying to get guys to support the younger guys. That's the reason why he even said he got Luka. He said that he would fit in with who they got. DeJounte White. Your thoughts on Drew Eubanks? I think he's a solid player. I don't think his ceiling is extremely high. I don't think he could be a star or anything like that. But he's a pretty good role player. He has a really nice hook shot. Plays simple basketball. Pretty good shot blocker. That's my thoughts on him. Any new rumors? No, I haven't heard any new rumors. If Cousins signs cheap with the Warriors, Pop can talk Wiggins to sign for cheap also. Well, our Cousins to sign for cheap also. Well, another thing that I saw about Cousins, because I said no, but I think that after seeing him in the finals, after seeing him with the Warriors and how he's been on his best behavior, even when they didn't start him, he still tried to stay on his best behavior. I think he's shown that he has some growth, and if he can do that under Kerr, I know he can do it under Pop, or he's going to do it under Pop. And on top of it, he's injury prone, and Spurs are known to sit you and rest you and give you a good medical staff. Even though Kawhi tried to tarnish that, they're known for that. So he will be put in a pretty good situation. I will call it right now. If the Spurs, and I don't see it happening at all, y'all, but if the Spurs were to get Cousins, I'm calling championship. Period. Right now, I'm on a spot where I feel like the Spurs need one decent move. I don't think we need a big move. I'm not afraid of the Lakers, period, ever. I'll never be afraid of Lakers, especially with LeBron, who has to be the finisher. In the West, especially last season, he's not a finisher. He's always had to have finisher type guys on his team. AD is going to be looking to LeBron to, hey, run us home, get us there. AD's younger. He's not really an alpha dog. So I'm not really afraid of the Lakers at all, if I'm being completely honest with you. They have a good squad. I'm sure they'll sign one more guy. I'm not afraid of them. And they're the top off. The front office is just dysfunctional. And with a dysfunctional front office and the LeBron who's constantly getting on Twitter saying whatever, I could see them just falling apart. I could just see them falling apart. And then losing Magic Johnson. I mean, it's just some crazy stuff going on, so I ain't worried about them. So it's wide open. Wide open. Leonard won championship in West and East before LeBron. Wow. Y'all talking about Horford? Horford instead of Cousins. Horford would be so expensive too. I know that the Spurs are in the race for him, or they not in the race, but they want him along with a few other teams. Look at my cat. Could we get Jimmy Butler? Nah, I don't see that happening. Jimmy Butler gonna need some money.
Ugh. Have you ever seen Jenny Buss Playboy shoot? Oh wow, she has a Playboy shoot. I didn't know that. They're dysfunctional, man. That's a dysfunctional franchise. Money, 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 man. Money, money, man. Like I said at the beginning, if you guys could donate, give super chat, whatever, I really appreciate it, so I can do more of these live streams. Hypothetical: Whiteside or Cousins on the Spurs? Whiteside. I'll pick Whiteside. I'll pick Whiteside. Would I pick Whiteside? I'll pick Whiteside. Only because he's younger. Well, he's only. How old is White? No. How old is Whiteside, y'all? Is he 30? He's 30, right? How old is Cousins? Maybe Cousins. Yeah, maybe Cousins. I'm gonna go with Cousins. I feel like Pop could really use Cousins. I feel like he got a little more things he could do. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cousins. I'll take Hayward and Williams for Aldridge. Why would they take that though? I know you would take that, but why would they take? I would take that too. Okay, Cousins 29, Whiteside 30. Oh, okay. Dang, that's kind of tough, man. That's actually a good question. Because Whiteside is, I mean, he's not really that injury prone. I don't, from what I've seen, solid player, good rebounder. But then Cousins is injury prone. You never know when he's gonna pop off. But we're hoping that it could work. It seems like with Cousins is more of a, it's more iffy whether or not it will work, but the payoff is like huge if it does work. And then with Whiteside, it's like it probably will work. What's the payoff? I don't know. Not really superstar. Oh, Whiteside has a terrible attitude. See, I didn't see. Maybe y'all know more than me. Let's see. Cousins has a horrible attitude too. Well, Cousins showed this year he can be decent. I mean, on a team like that had all those attitudes, he was pretty chill. I don't even see Pop really yelling at Cousins either. Cousins one of those attitudes or one of those players that I don't think Pop would really yell at. They would take it because LMA. Oh, it's a free agent after see. You have to sign those guys so you can have their rights in the G League. Wait, LaMarcus Aldridge? Are you saying LaMarcus Aldridge is a free agent? That's not right. I don't think he is. I thought he was a free agent after next season. Right? Am I crazy? But Cousins will be committed to his teammates and let Timmy get in his head. He won't unleash another level. That's true. That's true. He actually does have respect for Tim Duncan. A lot of people don't think that, but he does. Okay, LA has 2 years. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cousins would chill on a winning team. Was chill on a winning team. Maybe Whiteside would be chill on a winning team. Well, Whiteside is in a great organization too. Let's see here. He's in a very good organization. And a really good coach. He already has a really good coach. I don't know. Spurs should sign underrated center John Tay Porter. You know what would be really nice right now? If I could get on my computer and look at these highlights with y'all. But I can't do it because my computer sucks. Let's see. My computer don't even suck. It's a good computer. I just think I gotta figure some out. Somebody suggested for me to get a camera. That would take some time, but I could get that. Hi, send it. What? I hope we don't overpay for Rudy. If they got Rudy, it would be about 10, about 10 million. It won't be like something crazy. It'll be about 10 million if they re-sign him. Then they'll have about 9.2 mil left over to get a free agent if need be. You should invest in a burner phone, basically a mini computer. Wow. Well, man, if I crap, whatever I get or what I can get from YouTube, I'm gonna try to invest it back into the channel anyway. So let's see. Send a message to my uncle. Kiss her. I'm so confused. Uh, would you want George Hill back on the Spurs? Um, not really. Not really. Not at this point. Yeah, not at this point. I don't really want him back on the team at this point. We need to fix Patty contract and Davis as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. That would be nice though. That would be nice, so we can have a little money left over. It will start with Patty though, because I'm pretty sure Patty will be the one that kind of lead the way, and then other people just kind of do it too. It's crazy that everyone knows each other's salaries. That's so weird. Let's see. How can we maximize a lineup of White, Murray, DeMar? They're all best with the ball in their hands, but I will say Murray is a great cutter and rebounder. Ooh, that's a really good question. Well, hmm, damn, that's a good question. How would you maximize that? It would only take Pop to figure that out. Because I never thought about it. Well, you look at Derek White. Derek White can take a back seat. That's the thing. He's not a type of player that has to have the ball in his hands. Um, he's best with the ball in his hands, but he doesn't really have that type of game. He can play off ball or pretty well. Um, but of course he will. I would say he run point. Damn, that's tough, man. That is tough. I mean, all of them will in the past too. That's tough, man. I don't know if I can answer that. I'll have to think about that. Thanks for getting to my question, homie. Oh, you're welcome. Was that your question? Yeah, it was your question. That's tough, man. I think. Hmm, honestly, I'm telling you that I want White to start, but if I'm being honest, I don't think he will start. But if you got them on the court together, all of them need the ball in their hands. You know what? I'm starting to change my mind. I'm starting to think that maybe Murray should run point. Because a Murray run point, yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm stuck on it, but that's actually a really good question. I really don't know. Keep in mind, rotations will look different with Murray back. DJ will be primary ball handler and distributor. Probably so. Probably so. I ain't mad, y'all. I just want to win. I know I'm way higher on White as far as being a point guard than DJ, but I just want to win. DJ, Bryn, DeMar, LA, Jakob. I don't think you just straight up give the same lineup. Damn, I don't know, man. Damn, I don't know. I would hate for White to do so well like he did, and then just have it stripped from him like that. I really hate that. Yeah, he got a good feel for the game. I want him to be starting point guard. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think he's a better point. I said this. He's a better point guard. He's a better point guard. Thank you. Winning is all that matters. Bump all the otherness. Yeah, yeah. It's all about winning at the end of the day. It's all about winning. If White is point guard, then Murray will be shooting guard because he is actually a combo guard. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Murray isn't a pass first or like great pass or anything like that at all. Even if you look at his old highlights, like in college, he was all scoring. He was all about scoring. White is a better distributor, but we'll see. We'll see. Pop will figure it out. I think actually, I think Lonnie could come off the bench and be a point guard off the bench. That's just me. Would you trade Murray, White, Jakob in a first round pick for Curry? Steph Curry? Murray, White, Jakob in a first? Nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Because Murray and White could possibly lock down a Curry. And Curry's like 31, right? I think Curry's 31. Murray is 22. White is 24. Jakob is 22, I think. And a first round? Nah, I wouldn't do that. Hell no. One thing I want to throw out there, I'm gonna throw this out. Man, dang, should I throw this out? See, I be throwing stuff out on these lives, and I don't know if I should. But screw it, I'm gonna throw it out there. Now we mention one more time, everybody that sent a super chat, I really appreciate it. Keep that going for you, boy. One thing I want to mention. So I was thinking about this. Oh, computer's back up. You see. Hold on. Let's see if I can finally get to that website about those centers, man. No internet. Oh wait, I'm not connected to the internet. Did you guys know? And I just found out this the other day, and I know I'm probably slow, but like this little dinosaur right here, like I don't know if you can see it. No, I got the camera kind of weird. That little dinosaur. If you like hit the space bar, it turns to never mind. Internet just came back on, but it turns to like a little video game. Oh crap! I gotta move my thing. It's kind of cool. I don't know if y'all figured that out. Did y'all know that? I don't know. Maybe did, maybe did. Alright, let's see if this worked. One thing I wanted to mention is like a lot of people that's saying that a young core can't bring you a championship. I want to point some out. I want to point out the fact that Tim Duncan, how old was Tim Duncan when he won a championship? I mean, Tim Duncan, Manu, and Tony Parker, when they won their first championships, they were super young. So I just want to throw that out there, that they were like in their early 20s. I think Manu might have been 25. Tony might have been like 22, maybe. And then you have what's his name? Crap. Tim Duncan was like 22. So it was like really young guys when they won their championships. With veterans on the team, of course, but still. So it's possible to win championship and be young. Okay, here are the center free agents. DeAndre Jordan. I want DeAndre Jordan, but he's gonna be a lot of money. Cousins, that would be number one for me. There's Brooke Lopez, Willie Cauley-Stein. Oh, he only made. Here, let me put this. Hold on, let me flip this around. If you can see it, he only made $4 million. Willie Cauley-Stein, Cantor, he made $19 million. So that's a no. He gonna be looking for that paper. Thomas Bryant, I'm okay. Robin Lopez, $14 million, I'm okay. Ed Davis, $4 million, I'm okay. What about that other Brooklyn Nets dude? Is he on here? I wonder is he free agent? JaVale McGee only made $2 million. That would be great. JaVale McGee would be awesome. Deadman made 6.3. That would be good. He added a 3-point shot to his game. Zubac. A lot of people were pretty high on Zubac, but he's a restricted free agent. Hold on, I wasn't even looking at that. Yeah, he's a restricted free agent. I don't know what the circumstance what that is. Boban. I would love to bring Boban back. He made his money. Maybe he can come back to the Spurs. Maybe entice Tobias Harris to come as well. That's probably not gonna happen. Kevon Looney. I really want Kevon Looney, y'all. I really want Kevon Looney. Real talk. Kevon Looney will be awesome. He is so he showed me so much in the finals. I want a guy like that. Dude is so tough. Him and Jakob switching minutes back for oh my god. Frank Kaminsky. No, I'm okay. Max Kleber, or is that how do you say his name? I'm okay. Mescala, that would be okay. Daniel Thies, no. Pau Gasol. Hey, y'all, we should sign Pau Gasol. Nene, Noah. Ooh, Noah. Noah made $20 million this year. Really? Experienced a career resurgence with Memphis this year, displaying impact to play off the bench. Yeah, he played great this season, but $20 million? He made $20 million this year? That's so weird. Vonleh, sure. Vonleh would be cool. Amir Johnson would be cool. He's only 6'9" though. Zaza. I hope he stays an unrestricted free agent forever. Jordan Bell, restricted. I don't know the circumstances with that, but that would be. Jordan Bell's good. Gortat made $13 million. That would be a good pickup if he could take a little less. Greg Monroe. That would be good. Greg Monroe would be good, man. He only made $2 million this year. Greg Monroe would be good. Jerry, no, okay. Kyle Quinn. Kyle Quinn is a good player. Tyson Chandler, that would be a nice veteran pickup. He made $13 million. He'd probably take a little less. Kufas, he's a decent player. Udo, nah. Birch, nah. I'm going into people I don't even know. Zeller, I know Zeller. Zeller only made $213,000. I say only, and that's like a really great salary, but still, not in the NBA. This man made $0. This man made $0, y'all. Let's see. 17. I didn't even know that was possible to make 17,000 in the NBA. What's that about? But yeah, that's yeah, like I said, I would take Cousins. Ooh, where is he? Yeah, I would take Cousins. I would take Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez only made $3 million. You know he's gonna want more next season. Dang, he's gonna need some money. Man, he gonna need some money. He ain't taking nothing less than probably 18 or something. He gonna want his money. He's a really good player. He's actually about to sign back with Memphis anyway. Willie Cauley-Stein, a lot of people want him. Cantor, Robin Lopez, Deadman. Okay, yeah. So Kevin Looney. Yeah, I want Kevin Looney. So you know those are the main guys. Are free agents. Oh, you think Brooke could go back? Probably so. Probably so. Maybe Mike Budenhauser talk him into playing for Pop. Maybe he has some type of doubts about his team. Who do you prefer to start in position 1, White or Murray? I said this White. I would say White. Bring back Boban. That would be cool. Players try to recruit Monroe. Someone help. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get off. It's kind of getting late, and yeah, I'm gonna lay it down. Yeah, it was a good discussion. We talked about Boban kind of Hollywood now. Yeah, he kind of is. But yeah, we talked about the free agency. I had some ghetto streams where my stream does not work well on the computer. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Get some get some cameras or something. I don't know what's going on with that later. All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, y'all. Um, I peace, love the stream. Thanks, dog. Good live, clan. See y'all after free agency starts. Actually, what time? What's today's date? 25th? Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna talk about that. I might get on here in the 30th. I might get on here before the 30th, but um, let me talk a little bit more. I need to figure something out with this computer though. See you, clan. I was just watching, not chatting. Oh man, it's all good. All right, y'all. I'll give it to you later. Till next. And by the way, I'm gonna be posting those little posts that's on YouTube the days that I'm gonna live stream that night or whatever. So I'll keep you updated, and I'll try to give you. I didn't give you a time today only because I was trying to figure out this stuff. I didn't know how long it would take, and it's still messed up. So I don't know, but I'll try to give you times and stuff like that. Uh, Thanks, bro. Hug from Brazil. Thank you, man. Thank you, and thank everybody for the any of the super chats. I think I might have saw a couple. I'm not sure, but thank you for it. If you sent me something, I really appreciate it. Um, I work hard to try to get on here for y'all. But until next time, y'all. Deuces. Have a good night and stay safe.